Going on, yeah.
Yeah, on you go.
Good evening and welcome to Horses for Courses. Pleased to say I'm joined by Mick Doonan to preview the weekend's racing both tomorrow and Sunday. Punchestown in Cork. Mick, you have a good day today at Cheltenham?
Yeah, I had a podcast last night, first live one week, pretty successful. Three winners managed to get 13 to 2, 12 to 1, and 14 to 1. So quite successful over the day. Did you have a good day yourself? Any betting? Or
No, I left today well alone, Mick, because tricky card. We'll save the shilling for tomorrow. Um, but yeah, fair play for the tips there last night. Um, we'll start off with 10 more tomorrow. There's two grade twos that end the card. Um, First one is a 3 mile grade two for novices. 007 made a striking impression on his chasing debut at Doncaster, at Cheltenham, I should say. Mick, he's as short as 2 to 1 on tomorrow to take this step up in class. Do you think he can?
it should take it very easily. Potter's Legend is the only danger. Um, if 007 doesn't make a mistake on the way around, they should win quite easily. Uh, Distance suits him. He's always looked a chaser. It could be a key player in something like the RSA at the end of the season.
Yeah, I'd agree with everything you said there. I wouldn't be too put off by his veering to the um, veering to the right and running at Cheltenham. I'd just be prepared to put that down to greenness. Novice hurdle form was very good, and he's going to make a better chaser than hurdler. Um, we got to the quarter past 3, grade two juvenile hurdle. Won a couple of years ago by Peace and Co. Went on to win the Triumph hurdle. Mick, Joseph O'Brien has two runners here. Do you think they can make any impact in Trouble Cliffs of Dover?
Um, I don't think that they two will give any trouble to the one I think will win. The one I think will win is Tomato. First run for Alan King, getting weight three from the rest of them. Clifford Dover's racked up a list of wins, but personally, I think Joseph's just sending these two over to find out basically what he's got back home against what he can have back home against these. It's just a scouting mission, I think.
Yeah, I think you're on the mark there with that. They look pretty exposed as well. I'll give them a good line on the English juveniles. Well, speaking of English juveniles, we turn our attentions to Cheltenham, where first race is a JCB Triumph Hurdle Trial. We have a short price favourite yet again here in Defi de Swale for Barry Geraghty, Philip Hobbs, and JP McManus, who already has the favour for the Triumph Hurdle in Land of Hope and Glory. Mick, this is a good race. Though Pariander Lee was very impressed for Newcastle, and Coeur de Leon for Alan King also lines up here. How do you see this race?
Um, I think Hobbs and Geraghty take this race. I know it's unoriginal, but I was very impressed by Defy de Soil. The last time he ran, it's 47. It's probably really short as well, considering Henderson's kind of targets the race. Alan King won the race last year with Score Royale, so it's probably a wee bit too short. There's probably his value there. It's just a shame there's only five runners though.
Yeah, I think Defi de Swale. I think he should be favoured for the Triumph at the minute because I just I just feel he's created more of an impression in Land of Hope and Glory. And Philip Hobbs speaks of him, and he speaks very highly of him. Even before last time out. Um, we move on though to the 20 to 1. It's a 2.5 mile novice chase. Nicky Henderson has a particularly strong hand there. He's the first and second favourite. Again, another short price favourite. Different Gravy, 7-4 on Mick. Would you prove Different Gravy tomorrow?
The thing with Different Gravy is that he was really, really impressive. And won his hurdles races, and then he disappointed, and he came out and he looked top class. It's a tough race. It's a tough race to be betting odds on. People forget these are novices. They're still learning. It's the start of December. Whisper won an absolute shocker last time, but the ground was probably against him then. The break may help him. David Russell rides. I'm really struggling to find anything to beat Different Gravy either, though.
Yeah, it is hard to look past him, all right. Whisper has it to prove, I think, over fences. And he is a horse that tends to become better in the spring, so I'd be with you there with Different Gravy. I think he's going to prove very hard to beat. We move on to the 1:15, where we have a fiendishly competitive 2-mile handicap chase. And this Fanny 2 is favourite for that man, Nicky Henderson, again. Could have a good day tomorrow. Although this isn't going to be easy for him, carrying top weight in a 2-mile handicap chase around Cheltenham, Mick. Who do you like here? Size and Platinum, I notice, is being backed. See a blue and odds checker for that man, Colin Tizard. Can do no wrong.
He's winning everything. He's got a couple in here as well. The one that I like is Eastlake.
Mick, tell you, that horse, you know what you're going to get with that horse, Mick?
Probably pulled up or unseated or a win. It's one of the three. I just like him at Cheltenham. He's a course and distance winner. He's won in the class, so I can't really go. That's what I'm more looking at. More looking at the price of him as well. 14-1. He's an each way bet. You're gonna get 8 runners. Vanny 2 is pretty short for the way he jumped round the last time as well. So I would definitely be looking at Eastlake each way. I know it sounds crazy, but I went with Ballinagore today, which is even crazier.
Yeah, I have to admit, I think Vanny 2 is very short here. A 9-4. His jumping can be indifferent at times. In the 2-mile handicap chase around Cheltenham, you need to jump well. And I just think 9-4 against battle hardened handicappers, that's too short. Talking about big handicaps, we move on to the feature race of the day, the Caspian Caviar Gold Cup, Grade 3. Mick, a lot of these horses ran in the Paddy Power Gold Cup a couple of weeks ago. Is there anything from that race you think can come out and win tomorrow's race?
No. I've been watching entries for this race over the last week and betting patterns and things like that. And the only one there was 2 I could come up with. One was Module. I'm not too sure if you could actually back him. But Quiet by Chance really should have beat Sire de Grugy last time out. He's running enough here at 147. Sire de Grugy's boosted that for him. He's up in trip. It's Colin Tizard again. There's so many questions about so many other horses in that field. That is the question. He'll run his race. The rest of them could all run their race to the second last and then just chuck everything. Just chuck all the tools down and then do nothing. I really think Bouv Royal is short, but he's got the racing bulger back in him, so he's probably got no chance.
He didn't look to me like a horse from his run in the Paddy Power that he's going to win a big handicap next time out. he had every chance. I felt like.
I quite agree with you. Bywise's looked like that for how long's Bywise look like as if he's going to win one, but he's got.
At least they're changing some of the variables tomorrow. At least they're adding a visor, and they should ride him differently as well.
They're adding the visor for the first time, which is really good, which should really help. There'll be a lot to see tomorrow when he finishes second or third again. I really do like Quiet by Chance. That run at Ascot against Side de Grugy, I think, you know what I think, Ewan Dussault. Side de Grugy was probably flattered at the weekend, but he still beat a lot of good horses in behind him. And I really do think that Quiet by Chance is a really good bet tomorrow.
Certainly trained by the right man, Mick. I like ASO here, Venetia Williams, Charlie Deutsch. Ran in the Paddy Power. Ran a fine race. Been left on the same mark. I just think tomorrow Charlie Deutsch is taking £5 off him as well. So he'll be off 10-7, which is second bottom way. I think he's plenty going from, and the horse in form should have no problems with the ground. Mick, we move on to the 2 at Cheltenham, an Albert Bartlett Novices Hurdle trial. Nigel Twiston Davis has Holstone here for Simon Munir and Isaac Swade. I think it's an open enough race. Thistlecrack's half brothers also in a West Approach. What way are you leading here?
Holstone and Holstone and West Approach were behind Peregrine Run at Cheltenham the last time. There was 3.5 lengths in it. Off the levels between Holstone in second and then West Approach. Holstone beat West Approach before that as well, and they're off levels again. I can't really see them reversing the form with West Approach, but the one that does interest me is Impulsive Star. Samuel Colin. You can say what you like about him. His father buys the horses, he rides them. He's won a Gold Cup, he's won a King George, he's won things like that. So I think that the form that he showed at Foss Lass could actually work out okay. I know a lot about Ami Des Boys. He's actually a second season novice. He finished third to Barters Hill. I think in one of the trials last year, but it's a tight race. Holstone's 2-1.94. What do you think of this No Hassle horse?
Yeah, Dan Skelton. He won easily at Hereford last time out. It was probably a desperate race, and he's going into the dark tomorrow. We don't know how good he is. I'd be prepared to sit out this race, but if I had to have a bet, I probably would back Holstone. His form's solid. Nigel Twiston Davis does well with stairs, and his run behind Peregrine Run at Cheltenham, probably the best piece of form. I think Peregrine Run would be very interesting in a Coral Cup on good ground. That's a debate for another day. I take your points on board about Impulsive Star. I've nothing against Sam Wiley-Cohen. I think he's a pretty good jockey, like in his own right.
He could turn if he really wanted to. He could turn professional.
Yeah, financially, I doubt he needs it though. Like, I think
he would get rides. He would get rides easily enough. He is a good enough jockey. As I say, he's won a Gold Cup. He's won a King George. He's no a bad jockey.
No, he gets a lot of stick, I suppose, from being with his background, I suppose, and the fact You get a lot of abuse from pocket talkers, but I can't remember really one bad ride he gave long run, to be honest.
The only one I could ever say the bad one was his very last one. Where he kind of pulled him up and then ran him on again, and instead of just knowing that he was injured and instead of just stopping him, he was never going to win that day. He's not bad. He's not a bad. He isn't a bad jockey. He's not a £10 claimer coming in to ride here. He's been about for years, and I think it's a very interesting addition to this race.
Yeah, I thought I've not against Eddie Conn. I thought one of his best rides on him was the King Georgie 2012 when he bet Captain Chris. But we'll go on to the 3 o'clock to make the StanJames.com International Hurdle recognised champion hurdle trial. Mick, we have 2 horses at the head of the market here on My 10th of Yours and the new one. I think it's fair to say both are on the decline, even though the new one's still only 8.
The new one's only 8. God, that actually makes me feel old. I was in my old work the other day, and I was saying to them, I started here 11 years ago, and they're like, I can't believe that. Can't believe that was 11 years, and then you tell me the new one's only 8. then that kind of throws me a bit as well. The new one, I've got to say, he was top class. He just wasn't good enough to win a champion hurdle. He's had problems with his back and things like that. They're only running him here to get a run at him, I think. I think he is going chasing eventually. This field is, I really don't. This field is probably it's bad. Let's be honest, it's bad. This is what could turn up and face one of the Mullins runners in the champion hurdle, which is very scary. This could be the actual field. Throw in Apple's Jade and maybe another couple, but the one that interests me the most in this is Mr. Miyagi. His form at Cheltenham in the novice hurdle or good. He came out and won at Cheltenham with Solstice Star. He's won at Cheltenham 3 times. That's the only reason I would be looking at him. He's won 3 to 4 at Cheltenham. He's been beat out of Hardgam and Untemps Pro 2, but he's probably one of the most improvement out of this lot.
Yeah, I'm surprised Willie didn't declare Ivan Grozny, because the front 2 have big question marks. Of the 2, I'd probably chance My 10th of Yours, but it's probably a race to just avoid, really, because there's too many question marks. I'm not sure Mr. Miyagi is good enough to trouble those 2. The problem with the new one was he didn't make the step up from novice company to champion hurdle company. I didn't personally. I don't know what you think, Mick, but I didn't think he was that unlucky in the champion hurdle Jesky one. I just felt he had every chance coming down the hill to get into it, but he didn't have the pace. That was the way I read it. I don't know about you.
The new one has had more excuses than athletic lines for the doctor, I think. They just... I didn't think he'd have won then. There's people still actually backing him last year to think he was going to win as well. Whatever race he turns up in Cheltenham this year, they'll back him again thinking he's going to win. He's in decline. He's 8-year-old. I think with the back problem that he did have, I think they should retire him. But as you say, he is only 8. My 10th of Yours is 9. Malone at Rendezvous 10. I think he was about 6 when he won his last race. Old Guard's just... You ever seen a horse so much gone at the game at 5?
Hmm.
It's just it's a grade 2. Willie Mullins could have won this with the stable pony.
Yeah.
Like he could have actually chucked a novice in here to win this race. It's a bad race. My 10 years will probably come cruising to 2 out. The new one will kick the third last over, kick the second last over, and barge into Mr. Miyagi, get beat ahead, and then we'll hear that we're going to champion hurdle route or something. You can see something like that kind of happening. It's just you couldn't bet anything in this race, could you?
No, I just watching brief really. Too many question marks. You don't know who's gone at the game or who's not. So I don't think Willie Mullins or Rich Race he's gonna be losing any sleep over. But speaking of Willie Mullins,
Sorry,
yes,
I probably wouldn't even say it's even a watching brief. I would probably just check the result the next day, because it's going to have absolutely no impact on that champion hurdle in March, unless that is the field that turns up, the exact field.
Yeah, like I'm amazed they're not running Yanworth in that tomorrow. Like considering if they see him as a champion hurdle horse, surely they run him, over the course and distance. But
Is it one last hurrah for my 10 years where they think he's going to win again and he can finally get that win and then retire him? Or I really don't know. Yanworth hacks up here. There's so many that could have came here and hacked up. York Cull could have came here if they were going to be serious about going to go. If they were going to go hurdling with him. Honestly, it's a race. I'm sure. Bogard won it last year. As a 4-year-old, so that kind of says quite a lot about this race. I'll probably be downgraded soon as well.
yeah,
£74,000 to the winner.
I know. Yeah, it's.
Like,
You say
I'm sure the race Duvans running in on Sundays only like 50,000 to the winner or 35,000 to the winner.
20. I think it's 25,000 euro. I think that's one of the reasons Ruby's gone to Punchestown. I think the John Dorkin is a great one and it's prestigious enough race, but still raise a few eyebrows that decision. But we'll talk about that later, Mick. Speaking of Ireland, there's two two good races in Navan tomorrow. The first one is the quarter 2. It's a 2-mile one, grade 3 novice chase. And unsurprisingly, Willie Mullins and Ruby Walsh have the odds-on favour here in the Graham Wiley colours. Briar Hill, who is coming here after 112 days, hasn't ran since August, where he bet Marinero. Mick, is this as formality as the odds would suggest?
Briar Hill's quite a weird one for me. Back to 2 miles. If I'm reading that correctly, 2 mile one. Was he not running over much further before? It came to pass. Has been running over a bit further than that as well. I'm sure. If I'm looking at the right race, it's saying 2 mile one on.
Yeah, 2-mile one. Yeah.
God, you see if it says 4 mile one, you wouldn't be surprised. Briar Hill's probably the best out of the 4. He's rated the best out of the 4, and he's getting weight. Off 3 stars. He's really 6 plus 6. He's really £12 well in here against 3 stars. Attribution's no that great. And it came to pass as a 4 miler or something. I think he ran in the the novices race at the amateur race at Cheltenham, on the fringe one, 3 mile 2, he's dropping back a mile 1. The Fox Hunter chasing Annan came to pass. This race is just a complete head scratcher as well. Surely there's got to be something that's no came out that's going to go novice chasing that Mullins or Elliott or somebody has that's better than Briar Hill.
Yeah, it's a good piece of placing by Willie Mullins tomorrow with that. It's an easy 23,000 to pick up. If he just runs to his mark, I think that should be a formality, as the odds suggest. Moving on to the 20 past 2, one of the races of the weekend, in my opinion. This, I suppose you could call it the Irish version of the Caspian Caviar Gold Cup. Kitten Rock is favourite, 5-1 favourite for JP McManus, Edward O'Grady, and Mark Walsh. But there's so many you can give a chance here to Mick. There's a sea of blue I see for the Charles Burns train, JP McManus owned Rock on Fruity. So, who do you like here, Mick?
I'll be honest with you. See if that was McManus money, that would be coming 5 minutes or 10 minutes before the 10 minutes before the race. The one I actually like is Alyssa Dialond. He's basically run off a mark of 138. He's got a £7 claimer on him. I actually really liked him as a novice last year, and I just think that I think this is in this race there is so many that are regressive. Killer Crow was one of the ones I picked out for Cheltenham as a handicap, and he's been completely regressive. Baldy Ark, the exact same. Tate Bob's she's never recovered for trying to take on Duvan, or supposedly try to take on Duvan. What's your outlook on it,
Graham? Fiendishly competitive, Mick. I can see your reason for Olivier Deland. He's quite a headstrong horse. I think if he can, I don't think 2.5 miles and any issues for him. I probably would back Kitten Rock, but thought his run last time was very eye catching, but it's unoriginal. I haven't looked at the race in detail. Yeah, I'll probably have a look in the morning, but I'd say I'd be leaning towards Kitten Rock. I agree with you, Killer Crow. I thought that horse had a big race in him, but he's just been so frustrating. Just look at his form figures. I'm surprised Gigginstown still have him. But you have to think that money for Rock on Fruity is significant, Mick, wouldn't you? But given the connections.
Given the connections, yes, you would tough to. But then like sometimes I really think about it that I think bookmakers just completely change the odds, let them go down without any money really going on. Same happened with Duvan last week. I'm sure his Boyle Sports made him 46 or 47 or something. The rest have to follow quickly, which me and you were quite happy about because we knew that Undersaw was definitely going to go running there. And I don't know how much people would be backing Duvan at 47 and things like that. This is a bit different. This is Charles Burns. This is Charles Burns, but then you look right above it. Then there's Tony Martin with My Door, who was another one who looked as if he was going to be well handicapped with a claimer on as well. It's a definitely each way betting race if you can find something that can improve on this mark, because in this race, what I've got to say is there isn't very many that are well in here. There's probably half the field that are £2 or £3 too high. So if you can find something that's going to improve a couple of pounds, you've probably found the winner. What price was Rock on Free?
He opened up with 14s, I'm seeing here, and he's now short of 7s. 14s with Paddy, he's now 17 to 2.
He'll go favourite tomorrow, and I can't really see how he goes off. He should go favourite of 9 stone 11 against Alicia Dylan at 11 stone. But it's JP McManus and it's Charles Burns. It could win a nose. It'll no win half a furlong. It'll win a nose if anything. It's a mad race to bet in.
Yeah, I'd have to give a mention to horse Gordon Elliott picked up for a lot of money at the sales. Ned Stark. He's having his first run tomorrow. He's entered in the Paddy Power Chase at Christmas. Now this just might be a pipe opener, but he was a horse that kind of underachieved in England with Alan King. He always promised to win one. He was well fancied to win the 3 mile handicap 2 Cheltenham festivals ago. The Druid's nephew won it. Ran okay, but there's a big race in him. I suspect tomorrow's just a pipe over, but I'd be keeping a close eye on him for the future. He's 12 to 1 at the minute, so probably not much expected tomorrow.
Do you know what the lowest weight that Mark Walsh can do?
I'd say about 10-1, 10-2.
10-1, 10-2.
Quite tall. I'd have to check that up, but
yeah, I was just thinking along the lines of why he wouldn't be on that horse.
Yeah,
and that's probably why they do the weight.
Yeah, the cynic in me would tell me that they're trying to get a price on him. They put Mark. Well, Kitten Rock is the obvious choice for him to ride. Like
Kitten Rock ran really well on his comeback, beaten by Zabana. Mark Walsh rode that day as well. I just think that he's the serious for him there. He's only 6-year-old. That may be the improver, but he's gained a lot of weight away to some of these horses.
Yeah, I'd agree there.
He's off at 148, and he's going to have to give £10 to Alice Ireland. It's just get a dart out and throw it. Just hopefully you land on the winner, I think. Yeah,
it's a good race. Keep a close eye on that tomorrow. I might go under the radar with Cheltenham on, but keep a close eye on that for the future.
See one that we've probably overlooked is the Alan Fleming trained one. I'm not even going to attempt to say his name.
Javier Mata.
He's coming off a big break. He's run into some decent horses over his runs in time. Lieutenant Colonel, Adriana de Mott's, Levent de Adan, Thunder and Rosie, Pont Alexander and Zabana. There is no disgrace in getting beat off with some of the horses, but it is home by the jinx is known as Barry Connell, so 137 could actually be a very good mark for him. 348 days off. Dennis O'Regan takes tongue tap. We've probably overlooked him. If there is money for him, he's 33. Well, they're forecasting 33s for him on here. If there is money for him, I would definitely be able to reach way better.
Yeah, I think I'd probably take a flyer on Ned Stark. I'd take a chance that he'll be ready. I think when Gordon Elliott goes to sales and pays a reasonable amount of money for kind of like exposed horses, I think he thinks they're going to win big races, and he always promised to win a big race in England. So, and Ali can do no wrong really at the minute. But Mick, is there anything else on Navan's card tomorrow or elsewhere tomorrow in England that you'd like to put up, or do you have any other fancies?
The beginner's chase at Navan, the 14:55. Rathvinden returns off of 1,004 day break for Willie Mullins and Ruby Walsh. It was actually 5 lanes, 3rd to 15 to Faheen in the Neptune, and I think that's probably the last time we've seen him. He was 3rd, sorry, to Faheen in the Neptune, 5 lanes, and that is the last time that we've seen him. So I hope he comes back and runs well. He's actually 92 second favourite, which is crazy. Which is crazy. You've got Princess Scars and Ed Wolf in there. They're well thought of horses. But that would be the only other horse I'd be looking out for is Rathvinden. I hope he runs a good race.
Yeah, I'd be keeping a close eye on Newcastle, first race tomorrow. There's still some very, very good 2-year-old maidens going on at this time of year. And I like Roger Varian's horse in Odin for Sally Alamazi and Nick Manalsier. He's 5-2 at the minute. I just like his pedigree, and John Gosden's horse has been well back this evening in the colours like a dolphin, 6-4, from 9-4. But I'd be prepared to take a chance. Roger Varian's horse will be ready to rumble first time out, more so than Gosden's. Could be wrong. Like the pedigree and like Lopa de Vega's a sire. But Mick, I think that's everything covered for tomorrow. I think we can go on to Sunday now and look at the John Dorkin.
Yep, that is a. I've read people say, oh, it's a kind of poor renewal. I'm quite the opposite. I think that you've got Black Hercules and you've got Jack Adam. I'm going to be totally honest here. Sub Lieutenant's got no chance, I think, even though he's that short in the betting. Outlander would have won easily last time out. Jack Adam is my horse for the Gold Cup. And Black Hercules is just a complete and utter mind boggle. He could turn up in the Queen Mother Champion chase after looking as if he was going to run in a 4-miler. And Lecce, Illinois, picked up the pieces when it ran well. Jack Adam won this as a 6-year-old. He beat Valser Lido by 12 lengths last year. People forget Jack Adam as a 7-year-old. He's rated 170. He is a very, very underrated horse. Well, if you consider him and Black Hercules are the same age, and this is Black Hercules' second season chasing, Jack Adam's a 2-time runner-up in the Gold Cup. I think Jack Adam wins that race, to be honest.
Yeah, Black Hercules is the fascinating horse here for me. Originally, before the season started, I thought he was a bet for the Gold Cup. But I noticed just looking at his Christmas entries, entered in the 2-mile Grade 1 at Christmas at Leopardstown, and not entered in the Lexus, which would ring alarm bells as far as the Gold Cup aspirations would go. Be Ryanair type. Just that JLT form isn't working out at all. Bristol de May has done nothing for the form since. Got better air, got better in a 2-runner race at Carlisle, and got better in Newcastle. I mean, they're not inspirational tracks to be getting better. Like Lamy Serge ran at Aintree, was second, hasn't ran since. Three Musketeers has disappointed twice since. The only horse that's kind of come out and done something for the form was As the Me, who won Aintree last weekend. But if we're talking in Grade 1 terms, the race hasn't worked out. But I think Black Hercules, he's the type that can take the leap from novice company into open company. I think he's capable of doing that. But I felt it was a 3 mile. But
it's a trip with him. It's just finding a. They seem to didn't know because they were going the 4 miler and then he was going the RSA. Then he ended up winning the JLT, which it's just. And as you say, he's entered in a 2 miler. I don't know if they realised. I think he had a fall at a point where they thought he had plenty of speed, and that's kind of through them. But Jack Adam will win this race.
He should, yeah. I thought Black Hercules won the JLT purely through stamina, but I could be wrong. The sub lieutenant's progressing very well. Still, it's a huge step up to beat Jack Adam, and as you said, Jack Adam should win horse to beat. And make you very keen on them to make it third time lucky in the Gold Cup next March, aren't you?
Well, my reasoning behind it is like he was beaten a length and a half as a as a 6-year-old. He was beaten a length and a half by Conagry. Conagry had all that time off, and Conagry is a couple of years older than Jack Adam. So Jack Adam's definitely improved a length and a half. Conagry, do we know if he's improved? We don't really know yet. It was 4.5 lengths second behind Don Cossack last year. We know the troubles Don Cossack's had since then an injury.
It's an interesting quote from Ruby Walsh about that race. He felt riding Jack Adam last year that he wasn't the same horse as he was behind Conagry.
Well, as I say, he is only 7, so it can be improving, and people forget that is possible. He's a much younger horse than what he's going to be facing there, and he's probably only the one in the first 10 in the betting that's guaranteed to turn up. That was my thoughts on it when Vitor was still in. I thought Vitor would win. Amon Valsalido and Jack Adam, O'Phelan's Boy, and more of that, just because the prices they were. I would be quite happy to just leave that and let Jack Adam go. Jack Adam would probably run in the Ryanair this year, and Vitor would have went to the Gold Cup, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how that pans out. All the Willie Mullins, Rich Ritchie dilemmas that come over the next few months. Is there anything else in the Punchestown card you like on Sunday?
And the Punchestown card for the Sunday, there wasn't too much that I really like. I really like for anything betting wise, but there was an interesting race that's probably worth watching. I'll try to find it now. American Tom. He's in against Blue Hell Gangster, Scott Tour. I don't think he'll have it as easy as people think he's going to have it. He's 5-4. Blue Hell's 8-1 and Scott Tour's 12-1. Woodland Opera is in there as well. That will be a decent enough race. Gangster for Henry de Bromhead will be in there and about it as well. It'll be a good race to watch, and it'll be definitely worth noting for future festival races.
Yeah, definitely will be. I'm amazed Gangster's running over 2 mile. He won a grade 3 over hurl for 3 mile on heavy ground last year and ran in the Albert Bartlett. I think Champagne Classic will take an awful lot beat in the first race. Might get a price about him as well, new to this pound and the Richie Mullins horse, Tarkagua. Black Champagne Classic is a very good horse, I think. We move on to Cork, Mick. All by one horse, Cork on Sunday. The eagerly awaited reappearance of Duvan for Willie Mullins, Rich Ritchie, and Paul Townend. First of all, Mick, were you surprised Ruby Walsh chose to go to Punchestown to ride Jack Adam?
Not really. You know the argument I've kind of heard with Sam Boswell is that Ruby wants to win Grade 1s. He wants to win the best races, and I know it's a bit different. The argument we were having was basically he would ride Rich Ritchie's before he would ride anybody else's, but it's Grade 1s that counts. He wants to win. He wants to win Grade 1s. I say Grade 2 novice chase. Paul Townend's more than capable of guiding him round. I'm really interested to see what it does. I'm disappointed it didn't start him off over a bit further, and because there is talk of him going for the King George. I don't know if he'll go to the King George, but the plans have completely changed with Vittori out the window. Out the window is a terrible thing to say. With Vittori passing away, it just completely throws everything up in the air for them, and it's always up in the air anyway.
You can say that again with Willie Mullins. I think this is a nice test for him on Sunday. Like Gilgamboa, Fine Rightly, you know, they're Grade 1 horses. I thought Gilgamboa should have won his reappearance. It's a nice test for him, first time up, and they will expose him if he doesn't perform on Sunday. But saying that, like, he should win, it should be a formality. You know,
it should be a formality, as you say. I'm interested to see him. He's one of these horses that everybody talks about. So this could be the horse that could go and win a champion chase and then go on and win a Gold Cup. Court Star tried it. Court Star fell in the champion chase and won 2 or 3 Gold Cups. I'll probably look stupid now, but I've got to say that I'm really excited about Duvan. There is questions about his form and being in novice company as well, but we can. That's always going to kind of happen when you've got a horse that's that good and there's nothing really behind him.
Yeah, I really do hope to go to King George after Sunday. But it's King George only 2 weeks away Sunday, so it could be asking too much. And just make on a side question, 7-4 on for the Queen Mother Champion Chase in March. Do you think that's too short, or do you think it's a fair price for the huge potential the horse has?
If it turns up, it's a huge price. If I was sitting anywhere, I'd be backing in Dussault for it. For a simple reason is that he's beat everything there that is going to turn up against him, and he's beat them quite convincingly at the end. He's hit the last 2 pretty hard. He's gave up lengths. He's won on the Tingle Creek on his debut of the season, and I think plans may change if Duvan goes to the King George and wins. Then he's going to go to the Gold Cup. I would be sitting back in Dussault at 6-1.
Yeah, I think so. It's a debate for another day, but I think he's a criminally underrated horse. Probably doesn't get enough credit that he deserves. Mike, we'll go back one race to the 20-2 at Cork. Good card at Cork on Sunday, incidentally. Anyone lives near the racecourse, I'd definitely be encouraging you to go, although you probably wouldn't need any encouragement with Duvan turning up. But one of the supporting races is the Kerry Group Stairs Novice Hurdle, Grade 3 over 3 mile. Going to be very attritional. Ground currently described as soft and heavy. Gigginstown House Stud looked to have a strong hand here. Monbeg Notorious for Gordon Elliott's likely to make the market, Mick. Should take an awful lot beating here.
he's the one I really like. The form is working out well. A step up and trip as well for him. I really do like I really do like him as a horse. Is it going to be an Albert Bartlett contender? Probably not. He'll probably be in the race, but I think Elliott's got another couple that's better than that. That'll turn up over 3 miles. He's got Chaser written all over him, but he will. I think he'll hack up here. He's actually 74-second favourite behind Screaming Rose, which is very.
That's purely the Mullins factor. It has to be. Because Screaming Rose got bet last time out by Blood Crazed Tiger, and I'm pretty certain that Gordon Elliott rates Monbeg Notorious a bit higher than Blood Crazed Tiger.
Oh, yeah, I totally agree. I think Monbeg Notorious definitely does win.
Yeah, I'd agree. It probably will be a 1-2 for Gigginstown House Stud. And make the final grade race on the core card on Sunday is the Kerry Group European Breeders' Fund Mares Novice Chase Grade 3 2 mile. Unsurprisingly, Willie Mullins has a very strong hand here, given it's a mare's race. Paul Townsend's elected to ride the Supreme Horse, Listen BR. Make a simple question. Does she win? Listen there.
If she jumps and she wins, she's been very, very impressive. She's been very, very impressive. How she's went about her races, put it to bed. I don't know what race there is for her at Cheltenham or anything like that, but she's very good. Daisy's Gift I did back the last day and was handed the race because Keppel's Queen went off far, far too quick. Listen Deer can do the same. I would say Listen Deer wins, to be honest.
Yeah, you'd have to say. Probably will be another Willie Mullins 1-2 there in the mare's race. Mick, I wanted to touch on the first race at Cork on Sunday. I know a horse you had a particular liking for when he ran on the flat. Tree and Knowledge makes his hurling debut here for the Triumph Hurdle, winning connections to Joseph O'Brien, Barry Geraghty and JP McManus. Tree and Knowledge, do you think he was last seen in a Group 3 on the flat behind Zukova, Leopardstown. An incredible pedigree. Do you think he can make a winning debut on Sunday over hurdles?
You couldn't really ask for a better pedigree if you were going to buy a horse. Wonder of Wonders is well related to Galileo and Urban Sea and things like that down the line. Moises Dreams, just champion out of King Mambo Mel. You've got to really be saying what is he doing hurdling. This is going to be a huge thing. JP McManus is going to move a lot of horses to I can really see it. They must have some kind of situation where he can't be paying big money for these horses to come from Coolmore in a partnership. They've already won a grade 2 with Landon Hope of Glory. That'll be stuck on a breeding page somewhere that they've won that, and Coolmore will be quite happy with it. Tree of Knowledge is probably never going to, isn't probably in the top 10 of these horses that's coming over to take to jumping. If it was on the flat, it would be, but I like Bhutan, and I've always liked one called Triplicate. It'd be interesting to see what they do.
Yeah, I'd say whoever he runs at Christmas in that race, the 3-year-old maiden hurdle at Leopardstown, will be one of his best. I know a few people think he has better to come, and I don't think ratings are indications that he has better to come. It just depends on who takes the hurdles better. And as he said, McManus is pumping some amount of firepower into that yard.
Yeah,
I mean, like,
you pointed out there was one called Persuasive, I think it was.
persistent 575,000. Never ran on the flat, half brother to the Lord High Admiral and Monju Gelding now.
Yeah, that's serious. That is serious firepower that he's got coming over. Bhutan won a race, a maiden. We were dying to see him out in the flat all year. And like, I can't remember, Houses of Parliament, he's rated 118 or something on the flat. I think he's maybe the highest horse to come over for the flat, rated wise. It used to be Hebridean. I'm not sure if that's changed now with House of Parliament coming across.
Yeah, certainly a lot to look forward there for Joseph O'Brien for this season and the future as well. The Naria Days of Bow, I know, I'm pretty certain was with Willie Mullins before the Giggins Chancellor. Very highly regarded type, and I would suspect she might be making the mark. She's getting all the allowances as well by the same sire as Apple's Jade. So it'd be interesting to see that clash up. I'd imagine that'll concern those two on Sunday. But Mick, is there anything else in the core card on Sunday that you like?
I haven't dwelled into it enough to have a look at. There's no really prices there. What I will do is I will post on my the blog I do tomorrow if I fancy anything on Cork on Sunday, and if you fancy anything as well, I'm more than happy to put it on for you. Just for people to read and have an opinion, and we'll stick it up on the Horses for Courses Twitter page.
Yeah, that's heard it there, man himself. No price available in Cork, just in the Grade 3s and the Hilly Way. Switching codes to our beloved flat racing. Mick, there's a fantastic card of Sha Tin on Sunday. 4 Grade 1s, I should say. Highland Real is favourite for Ballydoyle. I think they give Aidan O'Brien his 24th grade or Group 1 winner of the year. Have you had a look at any of the Group 1s in Hong Kong yet, Mick? Or anything catch your eye?
I haven't. I've not really had a chance. I will look at them tomorrow as well. Hong Kong racing and things like that, it doesn't really interest me, but when you've got Highland Real running there, then it kind of does bring an interest back. So I will have a look tomorrow, and I will post if I do fancy anything then as well.
No worries. I know where to catch Mick. I think it's at Mick Doonan 19, is it?
1989.
1989, and steps will be there for Sunday. So you can catch them. Hopefully tomorrow can be a good start for weekend. Mick, is there anything for the Stewards Inquiry? Is there anything you'd like to get off your chest, or is there any complaints or anything positive you'd like to add?
Nah, not really. I've had enough of them one recently, to be honest.
I think that wraps everything up, Mick. All I can say is best of luck for the weekend with your bets, and thanks for the listeners for tuning in, and best of luck for the weekend and all your bets. Thank you. Bye.
Cheers, bye.